There he is, our first cast. Smoked it. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are discussing swim baits, swim jigs. What are they? What's the difference? And there's a key difference here. This right here is a swim bait. It's rigged up already. This right here is a swim jig, not rigged up. A swim jig is a hook with a weight and a skirt, and normally has a weed guard, and you fish that around cover, weeds and such. And then a swim bait is the soft plastic body. Traditionally swim baits are soft plastic. There's a few hard body swim baits, but soft plastic ones are what we're talking about today. And there's all different kinds of them. Swim baits, swim jigs, all colors. White and chartreuse swim jigs, white swim jigs, green pumpkin swim jigs, and black and blue swim jigs are typically what I throw for swim jigs. And like, you'd match the color of the swim jig with the color of your trailer. So if I'm throwing this green pumpkin blue swim bait trailer, that's a swim bait. If I'm throwing this swim bait on a swim jig, I'll match it. So green pumpkin swim bait on a green pumpkin swim jig, and vice versa, white on white, white and chartreuse, something bright. And then when I throw just a swim bait, I'm throwing something subtle like this little underspin I got off Karl's Bait and Tackle. But a little jig head is what you traditionally rig a swim bait up on. So this little guy right here, you can rig up. Got all sorts of different swim baits. This right here is a biospawn swim bait. I'm just gonna rig it up real quick, show you guys what it looks like on the hook itself. Take it out of the box. And then you got your little swim bait head. And you gotta have that swim bait be straight. It's gotta be straight, or you're not going to have it swim right. It's gonna spiral on you. You're not gonna hook that fish in the right place. So there you go. Good little subtle swim bait right there. One thing that I've been catching some fish on, we're gonna throw it today, is this guy right here. This little underspin. That is a killer. Got a little reaction strike, 𝗙𝗹𝗹𝗶𝗹 shad, chunky shad swim bait on there, and fish hog tackle underspin. Throwing that, been throwing this big one a little bit too, out here on the deep ledges, like a 6-inch swim bait trying to get bit, bigger bite. But we're gonna go try and catch some fish. Swim jig, I traditionally fish in the springtime. When I'm fishing shallow grass, you like to use braid with a swim jig, or I like to use braid. That way you can rip it through that grass and cover stumps without it getting stuck. Usually when I'm fishing just a swim bait, I'm in more open water. You can fish this weedless one through some cover and grass, but typically I'd just rather use a swim jig unless it's super clear water. So we can go ahead and rig a swim jig up for you guys too, just to show you how it's rigged up. I'll take this swim bait off of this underspin right here, just like that, and then it's got a bait keeper. So you take that chunky shad, and again, you gotta have that swim bait straight. Thread it right up over that bait keeper, just like that. And you got a straight swim jig, and you fish that back. Some people use crawls on their swim baits, or swim jigs. You can use crawls on them. If I'm using like a green pumpkin, sometimes I'll throw a crawl on it. Otherwise, I'm using a swim bait normally, mimic a shad profile. So let's get started today. We're gonna go out deep. We're gonna try to catch some fish on swim baits. It's gonna be fun. Let's go. All right, so swim bait fishing out here deep like this, I'm actually gonna tie on a heavier underspin. Polymer knot it and tie on a big old swim bait. I'm going to slow roll it, twitch it if needed. There's our underspin. That blade's going to spin freely, and my bait of choice to pair it with is the little reaction strike chunky shad, which they have them on shopkarls.com. Let's pull it out. Right here. That's gonna be my one I'm starting with. Sexy shad color. We're gonna slow roll that down there. Deep. see if that can get us any bites. There were some fish schooled up down here. Lake Guntersville is known for the schoolers. They're all feeding on shad. So when you rig this swim bait up, you want it to be straight. Go over that bait keeper, just like that. Oh yeah. And then we're gonna cast it out there. Right over where those fish were sitting. Let it sink all the way to the bottom. Then we're gonna slow roll it. Try that for a few casts. If we don't get bit, might do some hopping, letting it fall. Kind of like you'd fish a hair jig or something down there. I think this, oh, I just got tapped. First cast in there. He didn't eat it though. There he is, our first cast. Smoked it. Got me a medium heavy 7-foot rod on. You want something with a flexible tip? It's gonna allow that hook to penetrate yet not yank it out of their mouths. All right, that's what I'm talking about. That's a good one too. That is old fatty. Wow. Whew. That is old fatty right there, folks. Look at that. You think they're not feeding on shad? Whoo-wee. My goodness, I gotta get a pic with that one. That is a good one right there on the old chunky shad. I'm telling you, that sexy shad color is where it's at. Begging right there. See, buddy? Woo! Let's go. Let's get another one. That was exciting. Smoked it. Another one tapped it. I don't know why they're not eating it. They're pecking at it now. This is a perfect scenario to use a swim bait offshore, somewhere fish are schooled up, somewhere you gotta let it sink down deeper even. Right here. And this little underspin I'm using is a fish hog tackle one. 𝗙𝗻𝗃𝗋 but there's tons of underspins that are really good you can use. I just love this one. Big old hook on it. Use that bait caster. That floating eelgrass is everywhere. It's hard to penetrate. Even out here fishing offshore. Crazy. Alright, this is gonna be my last cast reeling slow like this, and then I'm gonna try popping it. Haven't caught another one yet. Just kidding. Just kidding, guys. We are gonna keep reeling slow. That's 2. Oh, that is a fighter. Oh man. Hoo-wee. That is a good one. Yep. Man, he's fighting hard. Oh, that's because I got him hooked in the side. He swiped at it and missed it, apparently. Woo! Oh man, he felt like he was a giant. Hooked him right in the side. That's crazy. He's skinny. Nothing like that last one that was fat. That's a pretty one though. Another swim bait fish. Yes. And that is hard to beat out here right now. Fish's main forage is shad out here. I mean, yeah, you have crayfish, bluegill, you have other stuff, but they gorge on those shad, those little shad that can't fend for themselves. And if you can get on some fish that are feeding, you put something that mimics a shad down there like this swim bait, they're gonna munch it. This thing just looks so good in the water. I don't know if you can see that. Perfect little wobble. Perfect little shimmy. Flash. It's a fish catcher. Alright, just moving to another spot here. First cast out. Current is ripping. There's one. Got him. And it's a spotted bass. You also catch lots of spots on swim baits. He's down deep, 20, 25 feet deep. spots love a swim bait. Fishing it over the top of a brush pile right now. Pretty one. Same swim bait. Let's get another one. There's one. Smoked the swim bait. All right. Coming up to jump. Don't jump. Oh, he jumped. But he didn't get off. That swim bait hooks him in the top of the mouth. There we go. Nice little guy. 2-pounder. Pretty. It's the third spot I've tried. Third fish. Caught 2 in that first spot. There's one. Smoked it. Knocked slack in the line. That's a little better one. Come up to jump. They always come up to jump out here. Try to shake it. Woo! Yes. Absolutely crushing them. That fish hog underspin. Reaction strike, chunky shad. Karl's bait and tackle. Little reaction strike, chunky shad. You just can't beat it, I'm telling you. That's a pretty one right there. Oh, yep. One just smoked the big swim bait. Finally. It doesn't feel very big for that big old swim bait. Oh yeah, he's a good one. He's not that big though. Oh gosh. All right. Big old swim bait. 2, 2 1/4. Not bad. He tore that thing all up. That's awesome. 6-incher right there. Sometimes it does not catch the bigger ones. There's one. Yep, right off this point. Way out here, that's a good one. All right. Woo! Yeah. That's a good one. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Whew. Look at that, guys. That is a good one. Whew. 3-pounder. Pretty fish right there. Not as fat as that first one. Wow. Well guys, I had a blast out here on the lake today. I hope you did joining me. We caught some good fish out deep on swim baits. If I was on like the Mississippi River right now, I might be throwing that swim jig. Areas you got shallow bass, shallow grass. I could go about 45 minutes up the lake here on Guntersville and find a bunch of bass up in the grass, but most of them you got to punch for. They're in that deep, thick stuff right now, not the sparse stuff, which is where you want to throw that swim jig. But we had a good time today. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Make sure you subscribe for more videos. Check out my YouTube channel, Fishing with Nordbye. We'll see you guys later.